better know that P2 is not 100% effective against pregnancy. P2 can fail. In this video, I will explain on what can make the P2 to fail, the signs that the P2 has worked, the side effects of P2, and the risks that it carries into your body if you use it for a longer duration of time. As I started by saying, P2, it's a type of emergency contraceptive pills that is basically used after unprotected sex, whereby you are not intending to get pregnant. The P2 contains a kind of an hormone that we refer to as Levonorgestrel hormone. The purpose of this hormone, or how it works, it binds to the progesterone and the androgen receptors, and it slows the release of gonadotropin releasing hormones from the hypothalamus. When this action of binding into the androgen and the progesterone receptor has happened, it results into the suppression of the normal functioning of the luteinizing hormone that is responsible all that precedes ovulation. Or in other words, P2 works by number one, delaying all postponing ovulation, and it also alters the physiology or the normal structure of the endometrium. Remember, we said that ovulation is the release of a mature egg. So one purpose of P2, it postpones this release of a mature egg and it carries it forward. Secondly, when a woman is on her fertile days, or when a woman approaches her ovulation, the physiology or the structure of the endometrium becomes thick. The endometrial wall becomes thick, so that to allow a good environment and good residence for the fertilization and the attachment of the fetus in case fertilization occurs. Now, that is how this P2 works. Effect of P2 are several. Ideally, you are not supposed to take P2 twice after every month. After every menstrual cycle, you are not supposed to use P2 like 2 times in a month. Some books will dictate that you should not take P2 more than 4 times in a year. That is, you should not take it more than 3 times within a space of like 4 months. The purpose or the reason of this, not that it causes any serious problem in your body, but it can lead to hormonal imbalance issues. Okay. Another myth and misconception that I will take out of your hand is that P2 causes infertility. That is a lie. No matter how long you keep on taking the P2, it is not associated with any infertility cases, nor is it associated with any other risk factors or any other risk in your near future when you want to get pregnant. The only common and the most common known risks of recurrent intake of P2 is the hormonal imbalance and acne, all the pimples. All right. Now, that is the truth about the P2. Now, what can make this P2 fail? Because now this is our main thing. P2 can fail if you take it after ovulation. Remember we said the purpose of P2, it binds to the progesterone and the androgen receptors and slows the release of the gonadotropin, releasing hormone that leads to suppression of the luteinizing hormone that precedes this ovulation. One thing that can make it fail is if you take this P2 when you have already ovulated, because its work is to prevent ovulation. This means if you have already ovulated, when you take this P2, it will not work. All right? Because it will not serve its purpose. The purpose of this P2 is supposed to be to postpone or to delay this ovulation to take place. So if ovulation has already taken place, this P2 will not work and you will end up getting pregnant. You might be lucky for this P2 to work because it also alters fertilization. You might be lucky for this P2 to work by altering the physiology of the endometrium. But in most cases, it fails to alter because if ovulation has already taken place, then you have sex. Fertilization will already have taken place. So this P2 will not serve any benefit. And that's why you will hear many people say that after they end unprotected sex, they proceeded to take the P2 and still got pregnant. These situations are there, especially if you are too late. So, if you want to take P2 and be successful that the pregnancy has not taken place, you also need to be sure that you have not already ovulated. All right? That one is the secret, and that is one main cause of P2 failure in women. All right? Any other thing that I will like to remind you about this P2 is that even if you take P2 while you are pregnant, it does not have any known risks to your new baby or the fetus. So even if you take this P2 while you are pregnant, it does not have the miscarriage power, or in other words, it cannot lead to miscarriage. Because some other people will tend to take P2, even after they realize they are pregnant, they will take P2 with maybe intentions of it will be able to terminate the pregnancy. The truth is, there is nothing that will change. So, the importance, and just a recap, I will just remind you that P2 works, number one, by delaying or postponing ovulation. Number two, it also works by altering the normal structure or the physiology of the endometrial wall, or in other words, the endometrium. The common side effect of P2 are number one, vaginal bleeding, headaches, breast tenderness. There are issues with dizziness, issues with fatigue. Other people will present with bloating or abdominal fullness. Some other people will also present with mood swings, right? Another kind of a recap that I will tell you is that P2 fails, right? So it's not 100% way of preventing pregnancy. And another reminder that I will let you know is that P2, it's not a family planning method. So it should not be used regularly, all right? So that is the situation, or that is the secret behind people who claim that they took P2 but still got pregnant. If it happens you used your P2 and you get pregnant, the problem is you took your P2 while you have already ovulated. So that is major thing about P2 failure. On how you should take this, ideally P2 is supposed to be taken within 72 hours after unprotected sex. It works better, or the success rate or the effective rate of it when taken within 72 hours, it's high. But still, it can even be taken like 120 hours after unprotected sex. 120 hours is just equivalent to 5 days, and 72 hours is equivalent to 3 days. But mostly it works better within 72 hours. But the earlier you take it, the more effective it is. If you take this P2 immediately after sex, the success rates are high than the one who took it after 72 hours. All right. Now, we talk of the dosage, or how are you supposed to take the pill. In most cases, like for example, the Postino 2 brand comes in a sachet of 2 tablets in a sachet. So these tablets, they can be taken once, the 2 of them at the same time, or you can take 1 tablet and then you take the other tablet after 12 hours. Like you take 1 tablet, take it now, then after 12 hours you take the other tablet. It can also be taken 2 of them at the same time. All right. There are other brands that comes in as a 1 tablet carrying the entire, 1.5 milligrams of Postino in it. So you just need to take it as a 1 tablet. Another thing, if it happens you take these P2 tablets and you vomit within the very first 30 minutes, you are supposed to repeat, because there will be no metabolism that will have taken place, and so it will not work. All right. So if it happens you take it before that minutes are over, you vomit, you are supposed to take it again. All right. Now, how can you know, or how can you tell that your P2 worked? Number 1, if you take your P2 and menstruate within the expected time. Let's say, for example, you expected to receive your menses on date 20th, and you receive your menses on 20th. That one is one sign that your P2 worked. Another sign that it worked is one by you receive your menses 1 week before dates or 1 week after. All right. It can decide to menstruate maybe earlier by 1 week or late by 1 week. All right. So if maybe you expected to receive your menses on 20th, you can even menstruate on 13th, or you can menstruate on 27th. So it has this behavior of changing the menstrual dates. So you can receive your menses 1 week earlier or 1 week late. All right. So that one is also one way that you can tell that your P2 has worked. So even if maybe you take your P2, you expected your periods and they are late within 1 week, you should not have something to worry. But if it delays by up to 10 to 14 days, then you need to go and check for pregnancy. All right. So if maybe you expected to menstruate on your 20th, you didn't menstruate, we can give it up to 27th. If it goes beyond 27th, if it goes beyond 1 week late, then you should check for the pregnancy status. All right. Another reminder is that P2 does not prevent anyone against STIs. It does not prevent anyone against HIV. Okay, so that one is also a disadvantage about this P2. All right, so that is all that you needed to know about the P2. So anytime, even before you take the P2, first be sure that you are not on your ovulation day or you have not ovulated. And how can you know that you are ovulating? Well, what are the signs and symptoms that you can expect and that you can see and tell that in this particular time I'm ovulating? I have already done that video. So if you have not checked that video, kindly go back to my videos and check the video on the signs and symptoms of ovulation in your body. So that marks the end of this video. And kindly, if this is the very first time that you are coming across this video and you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the very first person to be notified about it. Also comment, like, and share the link. If you have any question, ask it in the comment section and we'll be grateful to respond to you. Until next time.